Welcome to Lighten Up, the art of living clutter-free, the podcast where we tackle the literal and figurative clutter standing between you and your healthiest and happiest life. I'm Melanie, your host, coach, and guide on this journey to help you design a life that you love. Whether it's clearing out your kitchen cabinets, untangling your digital files, or letting go of the mental blocks that hold you back, we're here to make space for what truly matters. Let's lighten up together, starting now. Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Lighten Up, the art of living clutter-free. I'm your host, Melanie, and today I want to approach a topic that many of us wrestle with, and that's finding the right balance between having too much and stripping down to too little. As a weight loss and declutter coach, I've seen how different approaches work for different people when it comes to any behavior change in life. And I'm here to help you figure out what is the best strategy or approach for you. So today we're going to talk about minimalism versus balance, finding the sweet spot between decluttering and living comfortably. And it doesn't mean that this isn't either or, like completely binary, black and white, minimalism good, too much bad, and vice versa. This is really about both finding a strategy that works really well for you and is a good fit with your life and is somewhere in between all of that. So it's actually a question that I get asked a lot, and it is, do you promote minimalism? I don't promote one thing over another. The answer is no. So I want to unpack what it means to live in balance rather than living in extremes. Minimalism has gained a lot of popularity in the recent years. So I want to give you a definition, okay? Merriam-Webster defines minimalism as a style or technique, as in music, literature, or design, that is characterized by extreme spareness and simplicity. Social media, or at least what I see in social media, often showcases like these pristine white walls and empty countertops and maybe capsule wardrobes with exactly 33 pieces. But minimalism isn't about deprivation, it's about intentionality. And for some, minimalism feels like a natural fit, offering calmness and clarity in a way that aligns perfectly with their personality and their lifestyle. It's not about being better or worse. It is about finding what is a good fit for you. And just because one path to fulfilling a clutter-free life is not like another path. And remember, there can be many different levels of minimalism or maximalism. So what feels minimal to one person might feel very generous to another. And while for someone else, it might seem pared down to just the essentials. It's about finding what works for you. Okay, so we talked about briefly about minimalism. Let's talk about maximalism because this celebrates abundance and layers of color and pattern and texture. And let me give you a definition for this also. Merriam-Webster, according to Merriam-Webster, maximalism is a style or approach to art, design, or music that features an abundance of elements and often involves bold colors and contrasts and patterns. And the problem is this approach is often misunderstood as chaos. But at its heart, it's really about creating a space or aesthetic that feels rich and vibrant. So let me talk about me because you know what? Me, I'm the story that I know best. And when I started my decluttering journey, I actually thought that I had to strip everything down to the bare essentials. But honestly, it didn't feel like me. I love things. I love colors and patterns. I love herringbone and polka dots and stripes and plaids in all different colors. You won't find what most people see as minimalist in my space. That doesn't mean we haven't gotten rid of a ton of stuff. My shelves are full of photos that tell the story of my life and Walls are adorned with art, and a lot of it that brings me joy every time I see them. These aren't just decorations, they're like pieces of my personality and pieces of my history that actually energize my space. My purple hair, my tattooed arms, my slightly chaotic bookshelves. These are all part of my identity. And maximalism resonates more with me because it allows me to completely express my personality fully. You know what? I know minimalism isn't for me, but I still appreciate and actually practice many of its principles. But living without all the things that bring me joy or express my personality just doesn't work for my lifestyle. And this doesn't mean that minimalism equals going fully digital and giving up the paper. In fact, I love keeping a paper calendar. In fact, I did a video a couple weeks ago about how important that book is to me and the formatting of that book. So I have a paper calendar, but I also have a digital one. There's something about physically writing things down that grounds me. Um, but I also need the calendar digitally because I need alarms to go off to remind me where I need to be, when I need to be there, and with who I need to be with. So this is the office, but some of you have seen videos in the past where I'm sitting at our dining room table and behind me, like the wall is full of photos. Not all photos need to be scanned and stored online so that you can let go of the photographs, unless that's a good fit for you. I mean, the reality is anything that I say, you have to ask yourself the question, is this a good fit for me? The key is finding what feels authentic to you. So for some people, clean, sparse space truly reflects their personality. They thrive in environments that are free of visual distractions and feel energized by the simplicity. That's perfectly okay and just as valid as any other approach. It's about understanding and honoring what works best for you without judgment. So you may be thinking or wondering, what does balance actually look like? Balance means creating a space that feels supportive, comfortable, and aligned with your unique needs. It's about recognizing what adds value to your life and what's weighing you down. Here's a practical example. In my kitchen, I don't need 10 different spatulas in different sizes and shapes. But I do need my collection of bowls in different sizes and colors and shapes. I love eating out of bowls. I'll eat anything out of a bowl. So of course that I need them. And of course they bring me joy every day. But back to the wooden spoons and spatulas, I have a dear friend who's a baker, and she needs maybe even more than those because she often has different bowls going at the same time and in different colors and ingredients, and so the spoons need to be separate. This is about finding what you need in your space to allow you to function. And that means for you, the things that you need to hang on to, maybe the quilt your grandmother made. I have an Afghan my grandmother made that I'm not letting go. Maybe your collection is vinyl records. We have some records, but we don't have a ton of records. Balance just simply acknowledges that we're human. We live in spaces that evolve with our lives, and there's room for sentimental items, practical necessities, and yeah, even a little clutter, as long as it's not overwhelming. I work with clients who have less stuff than me, but are still working on decluttering. I have clients who have more. I have clients who have a lot more. No one is right. No one is wrong. It's about finding the balance that's right for you. You hear me using that word balance a lot. What makes you feel comfortable, functional, and at ease in your space? That's the goal. Not someone else's definition of what your home should look like. So let's talk about how to strike this balance in your home, because decluttering doesn't mean throwing everything away. Begin by asking yourself two questions. Does this serve a purpose? And does this bring me joy or enhance my life in some way? I have so many other questions you can ask yourself. I just wanted to give you the basic ones today. Not every room has to be a showroom. Maybe your living room is minimalist, but your office is where your personality shines. Maybe the dining room is minimalist, but the bedroom is where your personality shines. Give yourself permission to mix and match. Clutter isn't just about stuff, it's about how a space feels. Walk into each room and notice, does this space energize me or does this space drain me? Balance is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Tackle one drawer, one shelf, one room at a time. You know, you've heard me say it so many times. You want to set ridiculously simple goals because ridiculously simple goals are the ones that you achieve quickly with confidence. And then when you've achieved it, you're even more confident, motivated, and inspired to take that next step. And with each small step we make, it becomes just the building blocks to even more complex goals. Life changes, so do your needs. That's okay. Schedule regular decluttering sessions to make sure your space evolves with you. Because the reality is just like weight loss, we can get to our goal. We've created a clutter-free environment, whether that environment is your space or your mental space, digital space, calendar space, whatever that is. But it's not going to stay that way if we don't keep in check with ourselves. But the hours and hours and hours that it may have taken you to clear one space, if you do it regularly, will just take a few minutes here and there so that you can maintain that decluttered space in the same way we would maintain a weight loss. One of my favorite realizations about finding balance is how it impacts my mental clarity. When your space feels manageable, your mind feels lighter. But when you aim for perfection, you might find yourself overwhelmed instead. Remember, balance isn't just about stuff, it is about your mindset too. If you're constantly stressing over whether or not you've let go of enough, that's mental clutter in disguise. You don't have to choose between being a minimalist or living in chaos. There's a middle ground in there. There's that middle ground where your space supports you and reflects your unique personality. I truly believe that items have energy. Some have good energy that supports us, and then there are those things. Those are the things that we should keep. For example, clothing that fits you well and makes you confident radiates good energy. Keep it. While clothing that doesn't fit, whether it's too big or too small, or makes us feel badly in some way about ourselves, that carries negative energy. Similarly, sentimental items like your grandmother's quilts or a cherished photo album can bring positive energy into your space, whereas broken or unused items can drain your energy. And those items that we need to let go of, they may not be broken and they may not be unused, but there may just be too many of that item. If I save everything that was passed on to me by my grandmother, or if I hold on to all of those things because I think I'm supposed to, there's guilt associated somewhere, then that item no longer has good energy and it's time to pass it on. In future episodes, we're going to dive deeper into the tricks and tools and skills that you can use to remove items from your home, from your garage, from your car, and even offsite storage, because those are all places where clutter can exist. Balance is about intentionality, not perfection. And it's about making room for the things and the people that truly matter. If this topic resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Send me a message, join one of my weekly workshops, or visit my website to explore free resources and coaching options. If you're ready to take the next step, check out the Design Your Healthy Life Strategy program, where you'll find practical tools and personalized support to create the balance that's right for you. I want to thank you for tuning into another episode of Lighten Up, the Art of Living Clutter-Free. Until next time, remember, balance is beautiful. and so are you. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Lighten Up, the Art of Living Clutter-Free. I hope you found a spark of inspiration to help declutter not just your space, but your mind and life as well. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could use a little lightness in their life. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about progress. Small steps lead to big changes, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. For more tips, resources, and ways to connect, check out my website, follow me on social media, and don't forget to check out the Design Your Healthy Life Strategy program to take your transformation even further. Until next time, keep letting go of what no longer serves you and making room for what truly lights you up.